You know, in a world where everything is just a fleeting digital file or some temporary post, there's this really deep satisfaction in making something with your own hands. Something real, something physical that's actually built to last for generations. So today, we're going to dive into the absolutely timeless craft of traditional bookbinding. And that's it, right? That's the whole point. We're not just, making a book here. We're actually forging a piece of personal history, an heirloom that's just perfect for preserving, say, a family story, a personal journal, or, hey, maybe even your own work of fiction. I mean, just think about the difference for a second. A digital file, poof. It can be deleted. It can get lost in a hard drive crash. It's impersonal. But a hand-bound book? Whoa. That is a permanent, physical legacy. You can feel the weight of it in your hands, the texture of the leather. It tells a story before you even open the first page. So how do we get there? Well, we're going to walk through this whole artisan's journey in 5 key stages. First, we'll forge the paper signatures. Then, we'll stitch the book's core together. After that, we shape that classic spine, case in our masterpiece, and finally, we get to reflect on the amazing legacy we've just created. Okay, first up, forging the signatures. This is, without a doubt, the foundation of the whole thing. See, a properly bound book isn't just a stack of loose pages. Nope, it's made from a collection of these carefully folded little booklets. So let's start right there. And this is the fundamental building block I'm talking about, the signature. It's really simple. It's just a group of about 4 or 5 sheets of really good paper, all folded in half together. Your entire book is going to be built from these small but mighty units. Now, to get those signatures looking super sharp and professional, you are going to need this simple but absolutely essential tool, the bone folder. You use it to press down along the fold and it creates this perfect, crisp crease. And this isn't just for looks, it actually helps push the air out from between the pages and make sure the final book will lay flat and close just right. The process here is pretty methodical. You'll fold all your signatures, then you press them under a heavy weight overnight that really compacts them. Then you'll mark these really precise little piercing stations all along the spines. And finally, you take a sharp tool called an awl and you punch holes right through those marks. That gets them all ready for sewing. And now we move on to the next phase, stitching the core. Okay, this is where the magic really starts to happen, as we weave all those individual signatures into one single unified text block. The process has this really beautiful rhythm to it. You set up these vertical chords, and those are going to become the iconic raised bands you see on the spine. You sew up through the holes of your first signature, looping your thread around each chord as you go. Then you place the next signature right on top, and you sew back down, looping again. It's a pretty simple back and forth motion. But you might be wondering, okay, how do you keep the whole thing from just unraveling at the top and bottom, right? What locks the ends of the book together? Well, the answer is the kettle stitch. It's this special little locking stitch you make at the head and the tail of the book. All you do is loop your needle under the stitch from the signature right below it, and that creates a sturdy little knot that anchors everything together nice and tight. All right, with our text block all sewn up, we can move on to shaping the classic spine. This is where we take that flat block of paper and transform it into that elegant, curved shape that we all instantly recognize as a book. And this happens in 3 key steps. First, you're going to apply a flexible PVA glue to the spine. That holds all the stitching and signatures together. Then, you gently, and I mean gently, tap the spine with a hammer to give it that classic curve. Finally, you attach these decorative end papers, which are what will eventually connect the text block to its cover. And now, for what feels like the grand finale, casing in your masterpiece. This is where we build the durable, beautiful, tooled leather cover that's going to protect your work for literally centuries to come. Honestly, this is probably the most rewarding part of the whole process. You're about to give your book its final form, its armor, and its most defining feature. Now, the construction is pretty straightforward, but it definitely requires care. You cut these dense binder's boards for the covers, and you attach them using the frayed ends of those sewing cords from earlier. Then you take a piece of vegetable tan leather, which is perfect because you can shape it when it's wet, and you dampen it. Then you carefully wrap it around the whole assembly, using your bone folder to press the leather really tightly around those raised cords to make them stand out. Now look, a plain leather cover is beautiful all on its own. But What if you want to add a truly personal touch, a unique design that makes this book 100% yours? This is where you really get to be an artist. While that leather is still damp, you can tool it. First, you trace a design with a stylus. Then you cut the outlines with this special swivel knife. And finally, you use all sorts of stamps, like a beveler, to press down the edges, which creates this stunning 3D relief effect. It's amazing. Once the leather is all wrapped and your end papers are glued to the inside of the cover, there is one last, absolutely crucial ingredient: patience. The entire book goes into a press under heavy, even weight for 24 to 48 hours. This just makes sure it dries completely flat and warp-free. And let's be totally clear, this is absolutely a multi-day process. It's a real commitment of your time, your focus, and your care. It is definitely not something you can rush. But the result is an everlasting reward. The feeling of holding a volume that you yourself created, from folding that very first page to tooling the final cover, well, it's a feeling of accomplishment that is just unmatched. So, that really leaves just one question, doesn't it? From your own life, your family's history, or even your imagination, what story would you choose to preserve forever?